So welcome back, CIS 257. The new topic is going to be class inheritance and everything related to this. This is our new homework, which is going to be assignment 2. It's also going to explore class hierarchy and class inheritance, and we're going to discuss it later on. This Thursday is going to be Monday schedule, so we don't meet. We meet today, and then the next meeting is going to be next Tuesday. So we will maybe have offset sometime today to talk about the homework. But let's do a few experiments here. So here's, let me just try maybe like something, paint, just a very simple drawing routine here. So if I ask you to come to a whiteboard and draw me a shape, what would you do? Like I said, I want you to draw a shape. What would you do? What would be your response? What would be your reaction? What would you tell me? So the question is, what kind of shape, right? Like you can't, I mean, shape is abstract, shape is any shape. If you want to draw a particular shape, you have to specify the type of shape. Yes, question?
Sure, it's I thought this was a follow-up answer.
Okay, so a line is a shape. We'll say that a rectangle is a shape. A circle or ellipse is also a shape, right? We can do like hexagons and other things, and we can draw different shapes. And of course, they have something unique to them, but they also have something in common. So from this standpoint, we're going to explore how we can actually maintain and manage, with this example, how can we maintain and manage different kind of shapes versus perhaps a container that contains a list of these shapes? How can we manage different objects? By the way, speaking of drawing shapes, it also not uncommon to have a shape that looks like text, right? So you type text, and that's yet another type of shape. It's very useful type of shape because you can do, markings in your drawable area, and do labels and titles. So this is yet another type of shape that should be recognized as a pretty useful type of shape. And then, of course, things could be moved around so that. For instance, we should be able to relocate things somewhere else, and this is all part of what we do with our drawings. But before we can just jump to fully manageable, drawable primitives and do experiments with them and even run animations of these types of things, we have to take some baby steps and make sure that we can manage our software, which would support objects like that in memory, and also find ways to manage them. What else at this preliminary stage? I would like to take a look at yet another view of what is taking place. So if I had a shape, and let me sort of like continue on with my diagram. If I imagine what my object may look like in memory. If I draw this box and I say, okay, I have some memory here, and maybe for an object like a line and text and rectangle and other shapes, I definitely need some kind of a starting point, right? So if I try imagining my object in memory, maybe it does capture, we're talking about 2D drawing, right? So basically we have a plane in which we're trying to do our drawings. So it's definitely helpful to remember some kind of X and Y positions of our shapes. For instance, for a line, it can be one of the starting points. For a text, it could be, a point at the upper left corner of the text object. For a rectangle, same thing. It could be right here. For a circle, if this really was looking more like a circle, it could be a center point, right? So we could have used this simple set of coordinates for just a single point on the plane, just an X and Y. So definitely, I would say that if not all of these objects, but perhaps most of them will contain X and Y coordinates in memory, right? Now, interesting that in case of a circle, let me actually try to maybe draw a circle more or less that looks like a circle, and we said that perhaps we could recognize this X and Y for our circle shape as a center point right here. Okay, so this is the center point, and then if we specified the second point, it could be specifying the radius, right? So some kind of initial point to use the radius of our circle, and once we know where the center is, and once we can calculate the size of the radius, the entire line for a circle, its perimeter can be drawn as consecutive points. Okay, so therefore, this base shape may contain maybe X and Y, and we could use this base shape for many other types of drawing primitives. But the difference between this base shape, and I can actually say something like this. So if this was the picture of my base shape, if that was the name of my class right there, right? So this was a more specific shape, which is a circle, right? So this is what my base shape might look like in memory, whereas the circle view in memory, let me draw another rectangle right here. So what it does, what circle takes in memory, perhaps, once again, and I can maybe copy and paste this area right here, Control C, Control V. So it definitely contains the X and Y right there, but it also maybe adds another point to the picture, just like that. So this would be maybe I can annotate this as X2 and Y2. So I have 2 points, X and Y, as well as X2 and Y2, right? Because I need this much information to be able to draw a circle someplace on my plane.